Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Ask Tom. So today we have a question from Lawrence, and Lawrence would like to know, hey Tom, do you recommend intermittent fasting?
Oh, good question. Very popular one too, since there's been a million books and articles written about this. I view intermittent fasting, what do you want it for? Do you want it for like performance enhancement, fat loss, muscle gain? You hear these buzzwords, intermittent fasting. The truth is, I view it as a habit. Traditionally, there are people who eat breakfast and there's people who don't eat breakfast. They're not hungry when they get up, so then they eat later on. And they, essentially, when you add up sleep and driving to work or whatever, going to school, it's maybe 8, 10, 12 hours in between eating. And there are people who looked at this data and thought people were healthier from doing this. When we look into the hard science of intermittent fasting versus just restricting calories, it matches up entirely. It's about the calories. It's always about the physics and the calories. Now,
doesn't it increase? I heard that it increases autophagy.
Yeah, that was this autophagy. Yeah, they mentioned this, meaning the cell turnovers, and they mentioned this first off.
Or it's like a cleaning process that happens when you're not digesting.
And that's been quoted to me. And the fact of the matter is, low-calorie dieting, reducing the amount of calories you eat, and exercise does a far better job of autophagy, of changing over your cells, than just trying to follow a strict dietary regimen.
Any kind of exercise? Or
aerobic, weight training, those type of things. Yeah, like anything that puts a little stress on your body.
Little stress on
like hot yoga or like severe, anything that's going to put stress on your body's going to adapt by doing the changeover. Just doing nothing but watching soap operas all day and going on a special diet, it's not going to do magic to you, whereas a person who skips breakfast is going to have a magical way to stay younger.
So you don't feel like there's any difference?
I don't see any difference, and the evidence so far doesn't show any difference in terms of weight loss. You just measure the calories per day. I view it as something convenient. If you say, I don't like breakfast, and your first meal is noon, fine. As long as you're getting your calories, you're getting adequate protein in a day, you're doing fine. It gets down to habits, like maybe you're a snacker, maybe you like 5 or 6 meals per day. Other people, might make 3 meals a day.
I don't know about snacking all the time.
Yeah, that can be problematic because people end up eating too much because snacks add up, and you never get that good meal.
Well, the other thing is, don't you have to give your digestion a little bit of time to just relax and not work?
No. No. They'll get tired. There's not little guys down there get tired like, God damn, these mashed potatoes are killing me. No, that was the thing. Well, give your diet, right? You're pretty much fine. I mean, you go back, not the cavemen are a good example of anything since they died at 30.
Because from what I understand, digestion is one of the hardest things in the body. One of the hardest things in the body for the body to accomplish. It's like, so it takes a lot of energy from the body to do digestion. So that's why I say maybe it's good to take a break.
We adequately digest, or the human species wouldn't be around.
Maybe 3-4 hours at least between.
You ever see a snake eat? You feed them once a week. You feed them like once a week, and they just
devour or whatever.
They eat it, and then they lay in a corner and they digest it. We digest things fairly rapidly. We eat well. You see people 600 pounds. Digestion's not a problem for most people. Mm-hmm. Are GI diseases an issue? Of course they are. Mm-hmm. But digestion, people do pretty well because, what was it, like 3/4 of adults over 40 are obese, and so, or overweight, we should say. We're not saying the obesity 30 percentile range. And we digest fine. If you want to give yourself a break, and your last meal's at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock at night, and you wake up and you're not hungry, and you say, I'm not going to eat till later, that's fine. That's convenience for you. There's no magical autophagy or anything.
There's something that encourages overeating when you're constantly snacking. Like that can be kind of detrimental.
Well, then you're always looking for
psychologically, because
putting something in your mouth.
Your body's always looking for it to be somewhat full.
Well, people used to call it oral fixation. It's like chewing gum or smoking too.
It's a little bit past that. It's almost like because when I was younger, my mom was like hell-bent on feeding us constantly, and I think it wasn't a good idea. You don't need to eat all the time. It's like you need to take a little bit of a break. So you can run around and be a kid, whatever, constantly eating.
How are you active? How do you work if you're constantly eating?
She thought we were too skinny or something like that. So
that's a long story.
Right.
We'll get into that one.
But I think that just snacking all the time, maybe you feel like you have to be full at a certain level all the time. You really don't.
No.
So it's probably not a bad idea to take like a 3-4 hour break.
Well, you could go lay down on your back, go to bed, and take an 8-hour break.
That's true.
Overnight, and you get quite a break. Yeah. And if you're not hungry,
and then during the day, it's good. I think it encourages too much overeating when you're constantly snacking all the time.
Normally between 2 and 4 meals, as an average, if you get your protein in and you're at the correct amount of calories for your lifestyle and your health, is what's recommended. And those are fairly broad guidelines.
Like the protein being like 1 gram of protein per pound of body fat.
A pound of target body weight, because you may weigh 600 pounds and you don't want to have 600 grams. You want to weigh 180 pounds, so you need 180 grams of protein. Right. Okay, and that would be adequate for you.
How much protein do you eat in a day?
600 grams.
No, you don't.
No.
Like 100 and
my body like 100, like my body weight 170, 180 right in there. And if you get to 200, that's a lot of food. It takes a lot of chicken and salmon to get that amount in the body. But it certainly, and it's harder with 2 meals. If your first meal's noon, and then you have a meal say around 6, you might be having like another meal around 10 o'clock. And you might wake up full, and that's certainly something that it's convenience for your lifestyle. Yeah. Maybe you're a hustler, you're on the phone first thing, you're in your car talking to business. That would not be, eating a sandwich at the same time wouldn't be a good idea. But other people stop and have a great breakfast. I'm one of these people who ate breakfast every day of my life, and other people don't. Yeah. And then that has nothing to do with it. It's people generally overeat. And that's what we're intermittent fasting
for their output, like whatever their energy output is. They're eating way more than what they're exerting. And
and what it is, it's just measured. You can see because they have body fat. They have excess body fat, and that's pretty simple.
What is the old adage? If you're the carbohydrates, then you're wearing them.
But that's a misappropriation of people understanding what macronutrients do. If you eat too many carbohydrates, it's actually hard for carbohydrates to become body fat unless under certain conditions. And then that's a whole nother question.
That's a whole nother question, yes.
Yes, it is. Okay, thank you so much to Lawrence. And if you have any questions, go to Tom Furman at Substack.com.